Here I have created a design that I would like to send across to my ScanNCut, and I created it in the Brother Canvas workspace, the PC version or the offline version. Now the reason that I've chosen to use the PC or offline version is because it allows me to include a fancy font or text in my work. So what I did was I imported a basic shape, then I imported my little butterflies and positioned them where I wanted them, and then I have grouped all of those together. Now once they were grouped together, I then told the Canvas workspace to create this portion of my design as a cut file. So in other words, when this design gets sent to my ScanNCut, the ScanNCut will know that it has to cut that section. Then what I did was I imported or I typed in my text from my fancy fonts, and then I went across to the properties panel and I have now asked by the Canvas workspace to convert that as a draw image. In other words, it's going to draw that part of the design. So once this design gets to the ScanNCut, the ScanNCut will know that this portion is going to be drawn, so I will have to insert my universal pen holder, and then the rest of it is going to be cut, so I would have to then insert my blade. Now if I have a look at this before I send it to my ScanNCut machine, everything is displayed in black. So just by looking at it, I can't tell which parts are going to be drawn and which parts are going to be cut, except for going to click on the different parts where I can see that's going to be cut and that's going to be drawn. However, this changes when it gets to your ScanNCut machine. So when I send this design across to the ScanNCut, when it opens on my ScanNCut screen, you'll be able to clearly see, and I'm going to show it to you in the next video, that the part that is going to be cut will be displayed in black on my ScanNCut machine screen, and the part that is going to be drawn is going to be displayed in blue on my ScanNCut screen. So now I can just go ahead and I can export this, and because I'm working with the SDX machine, I will just go to export and transfer via the internet. However, if you are working on a previous model or you prefer to use a USB stick, then you would simply save your design and then you would transfer that onto a USB stick and put that into your ScanNCut machine and open the design that way. But since I am connected to the internet, I'm going to simply transfer this to my ScanNCut machine, and then I'm going to show you how it works from there. Now that I've sent my design from Canvas Workspace to my ScanNCut machine, you'll see that the parts that are going to be written or drawn are displayed in blue. All of the parts that are to be cut will be displayed in black. So if I said OK and I selected the cut option, you'll see that only the cut parts will now be displayed on my screen, which means that the ScanNCut is going to cut that for me. Now if I go back and I say OK, and this time I select draw, then only the blue section will be displayed, and then I can pop my pen holder into my machine and let it draw or write that part for me. So now I'm going to load my mat into the machine and show you how it all works. Now that my mat has been loaded and I've scanned in the background, I am ready to start. So I say OK. Now I can choose either to draw or write first or cut first. It really doesn't matter. So in this case I'm going to go to select and I'm going to say draw or write first. But now in order to be able to write, I need to first remove the cutting blade and its holder and take that out of the machine. And then I'm going to replace that with my universal pen holder that I have popped a felt tipped pen into. So that simply drops into where the blade was, and I lock it in place, and then all that's left to do is to click start. So now it's going to go and draw. Now that the machine has finished drawing, it says finished drawing, so I simply select OK, and it's going to take me back to that original design. So now I can select the cut option. So only the black bits will be displayed on my screen, which indicates that they are going to be cut. So I need to remove the universal pen holder and replace that with the blade holder. So that gets dropped back in and it gets locked in place, and then I simply click start. So now that the machine is finished cutting, I simply say OK. Then I'm going to unload my mat and show you the finished result. So I'm going to take my little spatula and just lift the card off of the mat. So I pull the excess card off, and then I'm going to lift the design off of the mat carefully too. So these are little freestanding butterflies. So I'm just going to slide my spatula in gently underneath their wings and just lift them off of the card. So that's the one side done. Now I'll do the other side and just gently slide the spatula in and lift that off. And there I have my little butterflies. So I'm just going to move my mat out of the way, and then you'll be able to see that these little butterflies can now be just lifted up from the card, and then I can adjust their wings to the position that I would like them to be in. So we'll do the same with the other one, and there I have my little butterflies. So my card has now been cut in the second step, and in the first step I had my universal pen holder that actually did the writing or the drawing.